Oh my god. Just look at this. Whoa! Jesus! That's freaking insane! Welcome to the new video about Chaos Zero Nightmare, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how to get yourself the best possible deck for almost any character that you're planning to build for yourself. And yes, obviously the case is going to be about the Chaos mode, Chaos Manifestation, and not just normal, but Deep Trauma mode. I was able to clear it, and oh boy, this is not an easy one, not gonna lie. So I'm going to provide in most of details with everything, with explanations. I'm going to showcase you the final stage, I'm going to show you the deck builds and so on and so forth. Let's have a look, let's discuss this. When we're talking about the Chaos Manifestation, overall, what do we have here? Obviously there are like in total 5 areas, which at the end we're going to unlock also after completing certain stages in the story mode. And I reached to level 40 right now. I'm working more on development of specific characters and it's going to take some time, but anyways, farming here is going to be really important to make your team composition and the builds that you're going to use more stronger. And I'm going to speak also about how to clear stage like completely the whole run from the very beginning till the very end, because it's an important one. You want to finish the run, you want to get as many copies as possible of the most important key cards that you're going to receive during the run. Just for you to keep in mind, these copies which you're going to receive, they're going to stay with your characters, with the data set which you're going to receive at the end, and you will be able to use them in all of the modes which are not chaos. But when we're talking about these stages that we have here, first of all, and most important to keep in mind, the elements effects that are going to be provided here. And ideally you want to have or your main DPS with the suitable element, or at least your sub DPS, which is who is able to provide a certain amount of damage with the suitable element, because otherwise it's going to be just a freaking madness. I don't know, up to me, I was trying the blue pot with the same team composition as I'm going to show you. It didn't work for me. I was able to reach the final stage with the boss, but I didn't complete it whatsoever. I tried it 2 times, it didn't work. But for example, in my case with the Twin Star Shadow, I was able to deal with it without any questions. It wasn't that difficult, let's say, and I got also quite lucky with my build that I'm going to show you in a moment. But yeah, first of all, following elements is going to be beneficial and make your life easier by a mile. That's the feeling that I have. Now I'm going to show you the composition that I had for the Twin Star Shadow, and yeah, I was doing it on difficulty level 3 in again Deep Trauma mode with this team composition. Now I'm going to show you the cards that I got myself at the end. So here we go. Here, let's say I was trying to build myself Haru, who is going to be kind of decent, and I believe I succeeded in it in a certain way. So first of all, when we're going to have a look what kind of different things you can mention here. First of all, the anchor shot, and I got it 2 copies, and it's going with additional effect, as you can see with the symbol, which is basically going to provide us additional effect. It's like a rare version of Epiphany, which you're able to get yourself on certain stages, and I'm going to cover it as well. But the whole idea that this card, for example, with this rare effect, is going to deal first of all more damage, and second of all is going to apply certain debuffs to opponents. And when we're talking about the vulnerable effect, it's basically saying that opponent is going to receive 50% more damage. This is broken. So yeah, whenever you have certain debuffs for cards or buffs for your team, I would say they're going to be really important. The other one you can see, for example, charge energy. I got myself with additional effect. first of all is going to retain in my hand, is going to increase damage by 50%, also providing 1 tenacity damage to the next attack card used. An additional effect is going to draw 1 card, so it's going to help me scroll the deck faster. I got the second anchor shot, as you can see. Now we're going further to the next character, Khalib. So about her, for this run I didn't get anything special and I wasn't focusing on her quite a lot. I was lucky enough to get myself Epiphany of Rally, which is providing myself for this card Celestial Effect, and you understand how it's working. Basically, whenever you're going to use any other card at cost of 2 AP or higher, this card is going to be played without spending like AP for it, and it's going to provide additional stacks of Silver Veil, and this is working just great. In this composition overall, I can say that she's pulling cards which are going to cost higher. You are playing expensive cards and she's playing the other cards without spending any AP, and overall with the Silver Veil stacks, whenever they're going to reach a total of 3, the amount of damage which she's going to provide is going to be just crazy. Anyways, without any special cards. So when we're talking about Cassius, here for example you can see that I got myself the Pop-Eyed Popper, basically the quest, which is going to cost 0, but it's going to provide 1 moral whenever I'm going to play this card, and also is going to reduce the cost of this card by 1. Why is it important? So without this effect it's going to cost 1. Well, overall I have 2 quite expensive characters. Khalib with her cards, but due to her Celestial Effect she is able to be cost effective, let's say, overall. And Haru, she is quite an expensive 1 DPS because all of her cards, they're 2, 3 or something like that, and obviously you need to kind of utilize it as cost effective as possible. Due to certain circumstances during the run I was able to make it even better. I'm going to speak about it in a while. And the other 1 card you can see here, Shuffle. This one I also got the copy, so at the end I have this 1 card, which is basically whenever I'm going to play it, I able to select 5 cards from this card to place them on top of a draw pile. And it's also going to provide 1 AP. It's absolutely broken. Just imagine the whole situation. You played certain cards, you collected them in the discard pile. You're using this card, which is costing 0. You're selecting 5 cards, the best cards, which are going to work in a perfect 1 combination. They're going on top, and whenever you're going to skip the turn and the new turn is going to start, in your hand you're going to receive exactly this 1 combination, which you're going to play and which is going to provide just insane amount of damage. But yeah, as I already mentioned, you need to copy cards to get them at the end, like in your final deck. Now, most important things for you to keep in mind during the run, and what should you focus on. First of all, we're starting with card Epiphany, choosing whatever is needed for the characters which is going to be most important for you during the run. And yeah, just a small suggestion, whenever you want to build yourself a perfect character with a perfect deck, well, you need to focus mostly on these characters specifically, 1 at a time, not 2, otherwise it's going to be a little bit of a waste of resources. You won't get yourself 2 perfect characters. So during the run you're going to receive Fate. There are, let's say, different ways to get them. There are several of them, and in certain cases you can choose between. So what kind of suggestions I could give you about the fates here? Those which are going to reduce cost, for example, of your cards, they're going to be impressive and really decent. Those which are going to provide you additional effects, like moral multipliers whenever you're going to use AP or something like that, or maybe those which are going to give you from start legendary gears. And for example, this one, I already see it and I want to stop this run, and restart it, because it's a little bit of a waste. Anyways, when we're talking about the most important things during the run, so obviously you are going to farm on certain stages equipment for your characters, and you can get them through the battles with elite bosses or from unknown areas after completing certain events, or maybe from the shop, which is going to be in a safe zone in camps. But important to also mention about partners and using them effectively during the run, because they are going to provide you certain effects which are going to increase your damage output, performance, survivability, and so on and so forth. Don't forget about them. And when we're talking about equipment, yes, obviously it's an important one and it's going to provide you additional effects. But when we're talking about building the deck, most importantly is going to farm specifically Epiphanies. So when we're going to have a look at the deck, there is nothing special. It's literally just nothing right now from the very beginning. And what the strategy should we follow during the run? So on the first map is going to be quite an easy one. Overall it's not that difficult, but most important key aspects to keep in mind is that you need to clear 3 or at least 4 normal battles to farm yourself a certain amount of credits, because you want to use them or maybe in certain unknown areas, or maybe in the shop. Also on this first map you wanna fight with 2 elite mobs. Like, the most important tips here is to find places where you will be able to have rest before the fight, because you need to recover stress, you need to recover HP or something like that. And this is going to be an important one. They're hitting tough, and obviously on the second map they're going to be even more difficult. So for example, here is going to be a good spot. Right after the camp you will be able to fight with elite boss, but it's going to be kind of annoying one, because right before the camp you have the other elite mob, which sometimes having like 2 in a row is going to be really difficult. So not the best option. Probably a better way is going to maybe get yourself in the camp here, and after that reach the fight with the boss, after that the normal fight and reaching the final stage without any other elite mob, and get yourself, for example, one somewhere here. Yeah, just have a look at the map that you have. So ideally before fighting the elite mob you wanna go through the camp to recover a certain amount of stress. You don't really want to get into mental breakdown with your characters, otherwise it's going to be just a freaking headache, because your HP is going to be reduced, you will have to waste a certain amount of cards to recover them, and the more traumatized they are going to be, the more amount of cards you will have to spend to bring them back to the battlefield. The most important tips how to deal with it. When we're talking about the team composition, what I figured out, having a defender is one of the most important aspects here. Yeah, the more shields you will be able to provide, the more damage you're going to tank, and the less amount of stress your characters are going to receive. The other important moment is to have a really good 1 DPS unit in your team, and ideally suitable for the element that you have, because you want to clear stages as fast as possible, not to take a lot of time, to receive less damage, less stress, and so on and so forth. And actually about Epiphanies, whenever you have this, let's say, quest during the normal battle or whatever is going to be the case, you don't really need to play this card. Even if you're going to complete the stage without using this card, at the end you're going to receive this Epiphany in any case. And here, for example, in this team composition I have Cassius. Why is it the case? Well, I was trying Mika and I was playing with her on the other map. It didn't work well, maybe because overall the elements weren't suitable, but yeah, that was tough. I didn't try her here on this stage specifically, because, for example, opponents there weak for the element which Khalib has, like Instinct, and also Cassius has. I found it kinda better of an option to scroll my deck faster and find some key cards for all the rotations to deal faster with opponents, and just to try provide and accumulate certain amount of shields when the damage output from opponents is going to be decent, just to survive and again receive less stress, receive less damage, and being able on the certain stages at camps recover it. But yeah, this is like the first map, so you wanna get through like 3-4 normal battles and 2 elite bosses. All the rest is going to be unknown areas, and this is an important one, because basically all those cards that you saw when I shown you at the very beginning, let's say, with the special effects, you're able to get them in unknown areas. These are, like already I mentioned before, rare versions of Epiphanies. There are different events. You maybe need to roll a dice, maybe you need to spend a certain amount of credits, or maybe you need to fight someone, or they're going to be like special events which you will be able to participate in, and at the end you will be able to get yourself a certain rare Epiphany, like, or random, or even maybe by selection. Yeah, also following like camps to recover your stress is going to be important, and ideally in some cases, whenever you're going to have enough credits, go through stages where there's going to be the shop, because in this shop you might get yourself some important, maybe not that important, but kind of helpful cards for your composition, for your deck, or get yourself equipment with a discount, or get yourself an option to delete the card which is not going to be that important for overall your composition. About the second map, which you're going to get after completing the boss and after copying the card, it's more straightforward. Like, the whole idea of what you want to do on the second map is to go through as many question marks as possible, not fighting any elite bosses because they're going to be extremely tough. You want to save as much HP as you can, you want to reduce the amount of stress as much as you can, and just go through the question marks and farm yourself some additional Epiphanies. This is going to be like the main goal. And another important moment is going to be about some, let's say, special unknown areas where you're going to get yourself such a fusion mode, because they're going to provide you the most benefit, I believe. This like huge one, for example, this one here with the, I don't know, flying creatures, like this one event, I got myself an option to, yeah, forcefully get 2 cursed cards, but it's a worthy payment because I'm able to select and copy 1 card, whatever card I want, from the full roster that I have. This is just OP, because at the end you're getting yourself exactly the needed 1 card for the character which you're building, so whenever you have a chance, whenever you're getting yourself such an event, take an advantage of it. You need to copy that card. The other important event to mention is going to be this one. For example, you're going to have a certain stage with the worm, the huge one worm, something like that, and when you're going here, maybe you don't see like behind my camera, but the third option here, you can get yourself trigger the Divine Epiphany. This is exactly that rare version of Epiphany. 2 card, 1 selected card. Like, no questions about it. This is insane. And the other option, for example, if you understand that you don't really need it in, I don't know which cases, but yeah, you can remove 2 cards basically. An easy one option. So I believe we've spoken about the most important parts, and it's going to be the time to showcase you the fight, how it looked like. We spoke about equipment, partners, fates, and I recommended you which one of them are going to be probably the most beneficial. I spoke about the strategy about the map on the first stage, on the second stage. Yeah, I believe that's pretty much it. Even I provided the showcase of the composition that I'm using, but it's up to you, situational. all characters can be playable just based on the element. Again, you should follow up just certain important aspects about the shields, about survivability, and utilizing your deck correctly. Now let's have a look at the battle. So I'm going to start from the very beginning, and I'll probably going to skip certain moments because during the run I was really thinking a lot about possible rotations and what kind of cards and how I'm going to use them. But anyways, yeah, starting with the quest, there is no question, getting morale, we're able to roll one card as well here, and I got myself 2 curses, which you can see, and I didn't remove them, didn't have a chance because I got myself this event with getting a rare version of Epiphany like really close to the boss fight, so I just didn't have time to remove them from my deck. Actually, ultimate from Cassius is really strong. Overall, it's going to provide you 2 quests which are going to be beneficial, almost all of them, but this one especially broken, I believe, which is going to provide you 2 morale and also resolve and fortitude. This is just insane because it's going to make you tankier, it's going to improve application of shields, it's going to reduce the damage which you're going to receive. This is insane. Like, this quest is probably the best one. As you can see, 380% shields. Jesus. But anyways, yeah, I don't have anything else to use here. I'm applying additional 1 stack because why not? I have a lot of shields. They're dealing 0 damage to me. Literally 0. And the boss did 20. Insane. And I'm tanking it all because I have shields. Anyways, here I have the card which is going to increase the damage of the next one attack by 50%, and I am also going to draw 1 additional card. Nice, I have AoE card and you see the numbers, 610% with additional effect, which is going to hit like weaknesses. Almost cleared. You see the numbers like from the ultimate. And it's not the full potential, let's say, it can go higher. Okay, so I'm saying some key cards which I want to keep in my hand. We're going to the next one turn. Applying some shields, and yeah, as you can see, I got myself an effect from the Fate, I believe, which is going to reduce the cost of random card by 1, which is really helpful in terms of utilization of overall my pretty much expensive deck. Triggering the quest, applying more stacks of morale and shields and damage reduction. Didn't get a perfect rotation, but kinda dealt some damage. We have the vulture ejection from Khalib, which is going to stay in our hand. And now everything is almost perfect for the full rotation. I need just to improve a little bit my damage output. I got a discount on Anchor Shot. As you can see, it's going to cost me 1. And for example, whenever I'm going to buff it and it's going to increase the cost of it, it will be cost effective once again. So yeah, I'm missing some cards for activation of my quest from Cassius. Here we're going to get it, it's going to cost 0, we're going to use it, deal some damage, because why not, to every one of them. And yeah, right now we're going to apply buffs. I'm going to improve the damage output from my main nuke skill. And this is going to apply to stacks of vulnerable. Here I get shocked completely, I believe you saw from the very beginning. More than half of HP within a single 1 turn. Crazy. So yeah, overall, that's how you want to build your deck and try to get yourself copies and as many as possible of some key cards with some rare epiphanies, which are going to be the most beneficial at the end for, again, a single 1 character. Like, obviously you want to progress more or less balanced with everyone in your team, but you need to prioritize mostly a single one character, which is going to be the most important at the end for you, which you're focusing the most right now. And with that being said, hope you enjoyed this video and going to find this helpful. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next one. Take care.